Now at 10, Joplin City officials discussed the issue of transient transportation into the city during tonight's council meeting. Plus, as the government shutdown continues, some seniors in the area wonder about their next meal. And for a nonprofit in Carthage, the goal to feed the community is a daily mission.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Joplin City Council votes to ban the practice of dumping homeless people within city limits. This is KOAM News. I'm Dow Quick. The new ordinance makes it illegal to intentionally drop off transient individuals within the city limits. Council members passed the measure on second and third reading tonight after documenting multiple cases of other communities bringing homeless people to Joplin. City officials say the practice strains local shelters and resources. Any alleged violations will be reviewed by the police chief and city prosecutor before deciding how to proceed. The new law takes effect in 20 days. The Joplin Council also gave the green light for an ordinance creating the Woodsonia Marketplace Community Improvement District. The decision followed a public hearing tonight where developer Drew Snyder presented the latest renderings for the Prospect Village development near 20th Street and Rangeline Road. The mixed-use project features a publicly owned sports complex, retail spaces, and housing opportunities. The CID goes to second reading on November 17th. If passed, tax collection for the project would start in April of 2026. City of Joplin also steps in to help seniors during the government shutdown. In an emergency ordinance tonight, council members agreed to pay more than $60,000 per month to keep the Joplin Senior Center open and meal programs running. The Area Agency on Aging in Joplin relies on federal dollars to fund meal programs, transportation, and in-home support. With money on hold, staff say they're using donations and city loans to keep services running.
When our funding is strained, where those older adults are going to get those resources they need. It's not like many of them can go back out and work. They've already done that. They've worked all their lives. They've paid into the system. They've paid their taxes, and now those benefits that are helping to keep them afloat are uncertain at this point.
Tonight's agreement between the City of Joplin and the Joplin Area Agency on Aging runs through December with possible extensions. The agency must repay the city when federal funding resumes. It's not just seniors impacted by the government shutdown. According to the executive director of Children's Haven, the shutdown has increased stress and placed greater needs on some families in the Joplin area. With more than 12% of families in southwest Missouri and southeast Kansas relying on food assistance, the shutdown threatens to add to the challenges faced by these families during the holiday season. Children's Haven says they need community support now more than ever.
One of the challenges is if you can't feed your family, just the stress of not having enough food impacts their ability to go to school, to learn, their growth and development. And so those are real challenges for families, and we want to make sure that the community knows the resources that are out there to help support them.
Anyone interested in supporting Children's Haven or seeking resources for families during this challenging time can visit their website or contact their office directly for more information. Carthage Crosslines Ministries is working to help those who are impacted by the current reduction in SNAP benefits. In addition to having food available for their regular clients, a separate emergency supply is also ready for anyone else who relies on SNAP benefits. Crosslines is prepared to assist until the benefits are fully restored.
Hungry in my life, and I'm going to do my very best to make sure another person isn't hungry or give them the resources of where they can go in town to get food. I can't do everything for all people, but all of us can do something for everyone.
Those in need can pick up supplies from 10 a.m. through 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday, with each day corresponding with a range of last names. The ministry is currently monitoring the situation, with multiple federal judges ruling in favor of restoring SNAP benefits. Christmas assistance sign-ups began today at the Wesley House in Pittsburgh, with hours from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. all week. Already 150 households have signed up. with an expected total of 450 by Friday's deadline. Today, Wesley House also distributed pantry food and handed out 196 coat vouchers worth $50 each, welcoming many first-time assistance seekers.
Things are just really tight for people right now. Everything's really tight, and if you live on a fixed income or a low income, you've got some really difficult decisions to make on what do you want to spend your money on over this next few weeks.
Meanwhile, the Salvation Army is also conducting Christmas signups this week. Both programs serve residents in Crawford County. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy now for our first look at the weather.
It definitely turned out to be a great Monday for us today. Warmer as we warmed into the upper 60s to near 70 degrees across the region. Plenty of sunshine. We have a few little mid, upper level clouds out there, but overall looks pretty good as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. Let me take you through time. Here's 6 a.m. We're going to start right around 51 degrees. We get some mid and upper level clouds, but look at this. I mean, we warm 73, 74, 75 as we get into the afternoon hours. Weak little front kind of slides through as we go through tomorrow night, but still, I think we're going to go in the lower 70s on Wednesday, maybe a smidge cooler. Official high 68 today, 64 is our average high. So a decent amount above our average high for this time of the year. It gets even warmer. We're going to talk about that here in just a bit.
Catching a few. Authorities in Joplin investigate a shooting that leaves one man injured. That's coming up. And November means a new enrollment period under the Affordable Care Act. But for many people, this also means higher premiums. 24-year-old man suffers a gunshot wound in Joplin during the early morning hours today. The call came in about 4:10, reporting a man suffering a gunshot to the abdomen. That was on Brownell Avenue. Authorities took the man to an area hospital. At last report, police said they had no suspects in the case. Go to KOIMnewsnow.com for more information as it becomes available. November begins a new round of open enrollment for those looking for coverage under the Affordable Care Act. KOIM's Ty Park spoke with a local expert who's offering marketplace assistance with all the changes.
Premiums for the Affordable Care Act will be increasing in 2026. The open enrollment has now started.
Go in and check their plans because there could be a difference in the price. It could be that their plan, their doctor may or may not be in network with. They may or not have their prescriptions covered. So it's always good to go in and check and re-enroll.
These are some of the changes that have been made.
Some had dental and vision. This year, most of them do not have dental and vision. If you want that, you have to take out a separate insurance.
Also, some deductibles have increased, making the health plan not affordable for some people.
Just be sure you look at every plan that you are eligible for and compare as to what plans might be a better fit for them and their family. Some families, the children may be able to qualify for Missouri Medicaid.
Area healthcare providers will offer services that do not require a form of insurance. One of these providers is the Kansas City School of Dentistry in Joplin.
Is really here to serve the community. And we want to make sure that financial barriers do not keep people from getting the dental health care that they need. One of the things that I think is really important is that people shouldn't have to suffer from dental pain or toothaches. We have an urgent care clinic here. If anybody has a toothache or dental pain, they can come to the Oral Health Center.
In Joplin, Ty Parks, KOAM News.
Now, if you're interested, the Kansas City University Dental offers a discount plan as low as $50 per year. How far you live from your primary care doctor could affect your health. A study in Canada found people who live 18 miles or more away from their family physician were more likely to rely on the ER for non-emergencies and saw their doctors less, which led to lower quality health care. Men, people from lower income communities, and those under 65 were most at risk. Doug returns next with a complete look at your forecast, and a little bit later, some students at Pitt State raise a spooky good time with a Day of the Dead celebration.
Well, it definitely turned out to be a nice one for us today. Temperatures fantastic as we went into the upper 60s for highs. It looks pretty good out there for us right now. We have a few mid and upper level clouds. It's not a big deal out across central Kansas up through parts of Nebraska, but overall looking pretty good as we go through the next several days. We only drop back 50, 51 later on tonight, so really no complaints. As we get to the noon hour, 70, 71. It's going to be very windy, but it helps us warm up. And then by the afternoon, I think most of us 73, 74, maybe a 75 out there, some 72. So lower 70s across the region. A few clouds kind of skirt through. Tomorrow night, you can also see this wind shift line into Wednesday morning, and that shift is going to be a weak little front that drops through. It doesn't really have any cold air behind it, but it will bring in northerly winds instead of the southerly winds that we are going to see tomorrow. But still, temps right back up into lower 70s for high. So Tuesday, mild / warm and windy. Wednesday, mild across the region. Check out the winds gusting at times 30 to 35 as we go into Tuesday afternoon. Now, Tuesday night stays breezy, but Wednesday morning, here comes that front. So look at the shift. We go from southerly winds to northerly winds. It just doesn't really, it's more of a wind shift line. It doesn't really have any cold air behind it. Date planner on your Tuesday, 53 in the morning, 70 by noon. High temp, 72 degrees. The reason we are warm this week is we have a little ridge of high pressure, and it's keeping any storm systems well to our north. So let me take you through time. Upper level flow, pretty calm all week. As we get into Friday, weak system passes by, but a stronger system dips in as we go into late Saturday and Sunday. Now, rain and snow, which is pretty close to us, slides just northeast of us, but we get on the back side, meaning the colder side, as we go into Sunday and also on Monday. And then we slowly warm back up as we go through the middle of next week. But I will tell you this, next 10 days, pretty weather boring, which you may love, just not a whole bunch going on. All right, Thursday afternoon, mid, maybe some upper 70s. So, I mean, getting up there a little bit. Heading into Friday, our front drops in, but still, I think we're going to be near 70. Saturday, northerly winds still kind of near 70. Then here comes that next system sliding by. And then we could be talking about highs only in the upper 40s to near 50 by Sunday afternoon. 72 tomorrow, 71 Wednesday, 76 Thursday, 72 Friday. High of only 51 Sunday, a high of 54 by Monday.
Doug, thanks. Students at Pitt State celebrated Day of the Dead with games and culture this evening. The Spanish Club teamed up with Spirit State to host the event in the Grubbs Hall basement, featuring rounds of loteria and a themed scavenger hunt. So organizers say the goal was to honor the Mexican tradition while bringing students together to learn and have fun.
I just hope everyone takes the message of Day of the Dead and what it means. It's a celebration that means a lot to me and my family, and being able to bring that to Pitt State and being able to have a very welcoming and supportive community and classmates and peers to come on and celebrate.
That event was open to everyone on campus. Drivers in Crawford County should be aware of some upcoming road work. KDOT plans to close 690th Avenue in Walnut in order to replace the bridge. Crews say the closure will take place from the middle of November through early spring. The construction is part of a $42.3 million funding project that will cover this and 34 other bridge projects. Still ahead, a local athlete is named COC West Softball Player of the Year. And a closer look at the Kansas City Chiefs' disappointing 5-4 start. Ben McLeish has those stories and more up next in sports.
With the Missouri softball season coming to a close, one of our local athletes earned COC West Player of the Year honors. Neosho's Olivia Emery gets the nod after an incredible season in the circle. She finishes the year with an 8-3 record, sub-2 ERA, and a whopping 135 strikeouts. Well, every Friday night during Press Box, we ask our viewers to vote on who they think dominated on the field. Today, the vote is in. Colgan running back Clayton Adamson is your pick after his performance in the Panthers' postseason opener. He ran all over Donovan West, scoring 7 touchdowns in just the first half of Colgan's 63-0 win. If you want to join in on the fun, you can cast your vote every weekend on our website, koamnewsnow.com/pigskin. Well, heading into the bye week, the Kansas City Chiefs are sitting at 5-4 on the season, their worst 9-game start since 2021. As it stands today, the Chiefs are on the outside looking in of the playoffs, a position they're not too familiar with in the Patrick Mahomes era. Without a doubt, Kansas City's faced a lot of good teams this year, but they're not used to being on the wrong side of those matchups. This season, they have to respond to adversity.
We've had great moments. We've had bad moments. We got to be more consistent as a team. I got to be more consistent at quarterback. And we got to be able to battle. I mean, we've kind of been in a lot of these tight, close games in our history, but they're not going our way now.
The Chiefs have their bye week this Sunday, but in Week 11, they take on the division-leading Broncos on the road. Well, the Pitt State Gorillas just keep on winning. Their victory over the Lions on Saturday marks their 7th in a row. KOAM Sports Director Ryan Blank recaps the action from the jungle.
The Pitt State Gorillas made it 7 wins in a row with an 11th straight victory over Missouri Southern on Saturday. And on an emotional day where the Gorillas honored 24 players for Senior Day, it was the veterans that stepped up.
Senior Day is always hard, on players, on families, and on coaches. We've just recruited those guys, 4 or 5 years ago and got to know them and their families so well, help them not just develop as football players, but, to have those guys in your program and see them grow as men, over the last 4 or 5 years. Yeah, that's part of the emotions of being a college football coach, and that's the fun part of it, just to see their growth and development. And so cool on Senior Day to see some of our seniors come up with some of those big plays for us.
One of those seniors being running back Jacoby Smith, finding the end zone for the first time this season to help Pitt State gain an early 14-0 lead.
Jacoby and DV have done an amazing job of just coming on this year and growing each week and being some of those guys that we can rely on when we need to, and we don't feel like there's any drop-off and we don't feel any less confident when they're in, so super proud of Jacoby and what he's going to continue to do.
On the defensive side of the ball, the Gorillas dominated, holding the Lions to a mere 11 yards rushing on the afternoon and sacking quarterback Tillman Martin 7 times.
I think that bye week just gave us a lot of time to work on keeping our cage. That was something we emphasized a lot at practice. So just focusing on the details and also just them having great coverage in the back end helped with a lot of those sacks that we had today.
I would not want to play against that D-line, and so I get to do it every day in practice, and luckily they can't touch me. So that's all I can really say. Awesome D-line, though.
Another veteran leader who made a big play, Captain Ryan Medeiros, who hauled in his first interception of the season that would set up the final blow, as Jackson Berry connected with Tywan Atkins Jr. for a score.
Read the QB's eyes, worked on that a lot as a middle formation guy to just trust the QB where he's going to throw it when that ball's in the air, just attack it, high point it.
I actually get on the field after we score, and on the sideline I said, "Who got that pick?" And they said Ryan, and I was standing right next to him, show him some love. So I know he's happy, his family's happy, he deserves it.
The Gorillas hit the road for Warrensburg to take on Central Missouri on Saturday, eyeing an 8th straight win. Well, that's it for sports. We're back with more after the break.
During the month of Pretty calm night for us tonight. Not near as cold. We dip back right around 51 degrees. Let's go 72, maybe 73 on Tuesday afternoon, 71 Wednesday, 76 on Thursday, 72 Friday. So all week looks great. Now we do have much colder air, so enjoy it moving in as we get into the second half of the weekend.
Loving those temps, Doug. Thanks. Good food can provide a good meal, but it can also be a form of therapy. Mike Glover introduces us to a barbecue restaurant in Oklahoma that began as a need to feed the body and the mind.
Hi Hi guys, welcome to Oklahoma Smoke Barbecue.
It's a business that was birthed out of crisis.
I was active duty military, I had PTSD and was in a very dark spot.
His therapy, smoking meat.
We started doing it to help people. We'd sell our ribs and then take the money and help teachers, help local vets.
Maybe it was the product, or maybe it was his purpose, but the demand pushed Ian to go all out and open a restaurant, expanding his heart to help people.
So I got a clothesline, put it on the wall, and I start out every morning, put about 5 to 10 meals on it.
The meals are for anyone struggling that simply need to eat. And it didn't take long for customers to notice the line and start purchasing meals to help others as well.
I started doing this about a week ago.
And in that week, the restaurant has given away about 300 meals.
God, he blesses people in the world.
The program, a godsend for Ben Winters and his family.
My grandpa, he just started chemo today again.
And even with the program happening throughout the day, Ian says it's important to recognize when to step outside of that and do more.
And they came in and needed food. They said they hadn't eaten all day. And there's a lot of little kids, and we put together a massive platter of food, piled it high, and just stuck it on the table.
Ian isn't so much concerned about being taken advantage of. He says that comes with the cost of helping people.
Like I said, charity's charity. You either help people or you don't help people.
Check with your favorite restaurants in the area. Many might offer the same program to those community members in need. And that's going to do it for us tonight. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. and let's make it a great tomorrow.